welcome everyone. We're about to start in about 5 minutes, so if you want to have a seat, we'll get started here in a minute.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming together to help us celebrate our community's Diamonds of Distinction. As Coastal Bay College celebrates Women's History Month, my name is Katrina Rincon, and I'm going to introduce our first speaker. Mercy Flynn, FNPC, is a family nurse practitioner and longtime Beeville resident with over 30 years of service to the community. Originally from the Philippines, she began her nursing career at Coastal Bay College, then B County College, and has since built an extensive background in critical care, emergency medicine, and nursing education. Mercy has served CBC as a trustee since 2020. Mercy is the owner of Beeville Medical Clinic Walk-In and George West Medical Clinic Walk-In, where she provides accessible, patient-centered care. A breast cancer survivor, she brings deep compassion and resilience to her work, treating every patient like family. And this is something that I know personally. In addition to her medical career, Mercy has been an active community leader, serving on multiple boards and mentoring future nurses for decades. Thank you, Mercy, for giving our LVN and RN graduates the opportunity to help our communities through employment. This shows your dedication in giving back and entrusting our CBC graduates. Thank you for giving my sister that same opportunity as well. It is with great honor that I introduce a true gem, Mercy Flynn.
Please bear with me. Should I say good evening, right? Honored guests and fellow Diamonds, as we gather for Women's History Month, we are surrounded by the leaders and experts who demonstrate that leadership is not simply position, but with purpose. The theme, Diamonds of Distinction, Women Who Lead In, from our community, reflects our strength and resilience. They say diamonds are simply pieces of coal that they have endured pressure exceptionally well. However, a diamond does not form in isolation. However, it is shaped within the earth by its surrounding environment. They don't shape by their own. For me, that environment is Beeville. Standing here today as a diamond of distinction, I recognize that this honor is not mine alone. It belongs to the teachers at Coastal Bay College who saw potential in nursing students, to the mentor who encouraged me to lead, to the patients who entrusted me with their care when I was just beginning my journey, and to my family who supported me throughout my adventure. Carrying the crown, an ambassador of service, in my journey from LVN to RN, from advanced nursing to a business owner, I have always felt like an ambassador. When Willow Medical Clinic and George West Medical Clinic, it wasn't just establishment as a business. It was fulfilling as a promise to my community. The crown I carry is not one for royalty. It represents service. It symbolizes hardworking families of South Texas who deserve health care that treats them as neighbors, not by numbers. I have learned that leadership is about taking the values of your community instilled in you and transforming them into a vision that better serves them. The courage to evolve the diamond process. To become diamond, one must embrace the pressure of change. During my transition from the nurse to educator, from educator to entrepreneur, I faced moments of pressures. It's overwhelming sometimes. I have to muster the courage to evolve, shedding the safety of being just a nurse, to become a provider and a CEO. To the woman in this room, evolution is not disloyalty of your past. It is the unfolding of your true potential in this world. Do not fear outgrowing your chapter in life. Just face the truth and keep going. As a female, like I said, I do not say no. I always dig and dig until I find out what the right answer for everybody. The world does not need you to remain small for others' comfort. It needs you to shine brightly, lighting the others to go on. Being a diamond of distinction means little. If I stand alone, my mission now is to look back at the original material, the coal, and identify the diamonds in potential. Through the operation of my clinics and my mentorship efforts, I am dedicated to uncovering the inherent potential within our community. We provide the most effective representation for the families when we reject personal fulfillment, show resilience, have the strength to lead, and maintain sincerity to stay grounded. This responsibility means do not live in isolation, get out, and join the team. Drawing upon the legacy of my predecessors, I am guided by the core values and spirit of my community. Whether I enter the boardroom, lecture hall, the public forum, or simply cross the street, I do so with the collective voices of my community echoing in me. The foundation for every policy, decision, and executive action is not personal gain. It is comprehensive enhancement of those around me. Leadership is an opportunity to accurately reflect the strength, resilience, and diversity of the members I represent. It is a charge to act with integrity, to listen with profound empathy, and to serve with genuine humility. This role represents my community and serve as an advocate for its future potential. It represents the vibrant character of our world, our loyalty, our culture, and our values. It requires pride in one's origin and a commitment to confronting our collective challenges, for they are to overcome together. I embrace this role not as hardship, but as a source of energy. It eliminates the path forward. In every leadership role I undertake, I carry it with me, the combined strength of my community, the promise of shared future, and the unwavering belief that together we can achieve extraordinary things. In closing, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Coastal College for this esteemed honor. I will continue to bear this role of service with the determination of a clinician and the devotion of B County resident. May we all have the courage to evolve and the wisdom to remain aware of our beginnings. I wish to acknowledge my community for its unwavering support and inspiration. This honor is as much theirs as it is mine. Regardless of my future roles, I pledge to carry it with honor, dedication, and profound pride. Thank you.
Thank you, Mercy. Okay, so our next speaker is Miss Lauren Willow. Lauren Willow is a proud Beeville native and graduate of A.C. Jones High School. After attending the Avita Institute in San Antonio, she returned home and spent over a decade building her career and clientele in cosmetology. Following the birth of her youngest daughter, Lauren took a leap of faith to create a space that allowed her to pursue her passion while being present for her family. That vision became the hidden gem, which has grown into a thriving salon, now home to 9 talented professionals dedicated to helping the Beeville community look and feel their best. And I can say she does, and they do too, because yeah, I definitely know firsthand experience. Okay, so a proud wife and mother of 5, Lauren considers her greatest role to be her family. Please help us in welcoming Lauren Willow.
Good evening, everybody. I stand here today not just as a business owner, but as a woman who took a leap of faith on herself. I wish I could tell you that I grew up dreaming of becoming a hairstylist or owning my own salon, but that wouldn't be the truth. I actually thought I was going to be a teacher. I graduated from A.C. Jones High School in 2010 and went on to attend the University of Texas at San Antonio, where I majored in education. While I was in school full-time, I picked up a part-time job at a salon near campus, and that simple job changed everything. I fell in love with the beauty industry. I saw the joy between stylists and their clients, the laughter, the connection. I watched women walk in one way and leave completely different, not just in how they looked, but in how they felt. That's when I started questioning my path. I began touring cosmetology schools, praying on it, and really listening to where God was leading me. I made the decision to walk away from my plan of becoming a teacher and step into something new. I enrolled at the Avita Institute in San Antonio, and that's where my journey in cosmetology truly began. In the spring of 2012, as I was finishing school, my life started shifting in other ways too. I realized I needed to move back home to Beeville to be closer to my family. That wasn't easy. I loved San Antonio and the life that I had built there. I was nervous about starting my career in such a small town, and I was very unsure of what that would look like for me. But right after I finished school, I walked into Sheer Envy Salon and applied for my very first job as a licensed cosmetologist. That place and the women and men I worked alongside shaped me in more ways than I can explain. They taught me not just about hair, but about life, relationships, and resilience. I come from humble beginnings right here in Beeville. I'm one of 6 children, and growing up, I always believed that not going to college would mean I had failed. But what I didn't realize at the time was that God was already guiding me exactly where I was meant to be. After over a decade in the industry, and after the birth of my daughter, I felt a pull to do something more. I wanted to create a space where I could be present for my children while still doing what I loved. Being a mom is my most important role, and I wanted my life and my work to reflect that. That's when I decided to open my own salon, The Hidden Gem. But if I'm being honest, the timing wasn't perfect. My youngest daughter was only 6 months old. We were in the middle of selling one home and buying another, and I was quietly battling postpartum depression. I questioned everything, and I didn't know if I was ready. But I had many conversations with God and my husband, of course, and doors just kept opening. Opportunities kept falling into place, and I chose to believe that was my sign to move forward. So I did. And now, almost 3 years later, The Hidden Gem has grown into something I could have never imagined. We're more than just a team, we're a family. And our clients, they're our family too. I never thought a simple woman like me would be able to run a business. But because of the incredible, empowering people in this community, people who took a chance on me, I've been able to do just that. And for that, I'm so grateful. This career is much more than hair. I've cried with clients who've lost loved ones. I've sat with women going through divorces, life changes, and everything in between. We may not talk every day or spend weekends together, but there is a real deep connection built in those chairs. It doesn't feel like a job, it feels like doing life with people. Family is everything to me, and that's what I built my salon around. When you walk into the Hidden Gem, I want you to feel like you're walking into a friend's home, comfortable, safe, and cared for. And no matter who sits in my chair, whether it's a new stylist finding their way or someone chasing a completely different dream, I do my best to pour into them, to encourage them, and to remind them that their path doesn't have to look like anyone else's to be meaningful. Because sometimes the path you didn't plan ends up being the one you were always meant to walk. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Lauren. Okay, so our next speaker is Dr. Yolanda Ramirez Franen. Dr. Yolanda Ramirez Franen is a retired orthodontist with over 30 years in private practice and the distinction of being the first female orthodontist in Houston, Texas. A proud Beeville native and graduate of A.C. Jones High School, she began her career at B County College before earning her Doctor of Dental Surgery from the University of Texas and completing her orthodontic residency in 1983. Throughout her career, Dr. Franen has demonstrated exceptional leadership and service, including serving as past president of the University of Texas School of Dentistry Alumni Foundation. She was honored with induction into the International College of Dentists in 2014. She is joined today by her husband, Jerry, their 3 children, and their 3 grandsons. Dr. Franen considers it her greatest privilege to have served her patients and her profession for over 3 decades. Please help us in welcoming Dr. Yolanda Ramirez Franen.
Lots of paper up here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Coastal Bend College, for inviting me to speak to you at this Women's History Month event. It was Dorothy in the movie The Wizard of Oz who said, "There's no place like home," and she was so right. My feet left Beeville some 50 years ago, but my heart never left. Beeville is an echo that continues to call me back. Beeville is where my character was formed. Beeville is where many of my life's lessons were learned. And Coastal Bend College also holds a special place in my heart because it provided me the launching pad for my professional career. I was a junior at A.C. Jones High School when B County College was established. And since that time, I've seen up close and from far how this college has delivered real results for students and improved the communities it serves. I took note this year that Coastal Bend College was recognized as a top community college by College Insider. This is an outstanding national honor, and I commend the leadership, administration, and the professors of this institution for achieving this honor. Women's History Month is not only about the past, it's also about the future. It's about ensuring that every girl grows up knowing her worth, her potential, and the right to dream without limits. And maybe this is why I was invited to participate in this event, because I had big dreams growing up in Beeville and achieving a position in life that turned out to be far greater than what I could have imagined. I owe everything to my parents in this regard. Yolanda Ramirez married during the Great Depression. My dad was a carpenter, and my mother managed our home. Through sheer hard work, faith, and love, my parents raised 10 children. My mother lived to be 96 years old. What I could not have imagined growing up in Beeville is that I would become the first female orthodontist in the 4th largest city in the nation, Houston, Texas. When I began my orthodontic practice in Houston, it was estimated that only 5 to 10% of orthodontists in the United States were women. To say the least, it was an overwhelmingly male-dominated profession. The legendary baseball player Dizzy Dean once said, "It ain't bragging if it's true." So forgive me if I sound overly proud of the fact that I was Houston's first female orthodontist. So how did I emerge from being one of 10 children in a small wood frame house to being Houston's first female orthodontist? Well, my journey began when I signed on to B County College's newly created dental hygiene program in 1970. After earning an Associate's Applied Science degree in dental hygiene, I was hired to be a dental hygienist by a dentist in Gatesville, Texas, by the name of Dr. Thomas Williams. In addition to general dentistry, Dr. Williams also provided orthodontic care. I was intrigued by how crooked teeth and irregular bites could be corrected using tools of trade in the skilled hands of a dentist. Dr. Williams inspired me to pursue dental school, and I did exactly that in 1974 by enrolling in what was then Texas A&M University. I completed my undergraduate degree in 1977. I then was accepted to attend the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. During my first year in dental school, I attended a seminar for students given by the orthodontic department. The presenter was curious as to why I was attending the seminar, given the fact that I was a first-year dental student, sitting among almost all seniors entering graduation. This presenter saw something in me and strongly encouraged me to apply for orthodontic school, and I did exactly that. In 1983, I graduated from orthodontic school and was then invited by one of the school's professors to join him in his practice in River Oaks area in Houston. This gentleman knew he would be retiring in a year, and so he and his wife showed me the ropes of how his practice ran, and after 1 year, I assumed the orthodontic practice. I went to serve my patients out of that location for some 3 decades. I retired in 2019. And so, in conclusion, what words of wisdom can I impart to you this evening? I saw this quote from an American woman who is a poet and philosopher that resonated with me. She stated, "To be successful, you have to be one of 3 B's. The queen bee, the hardest working bee, or the bee that does not fit in." I believe I was 2 out of those 3 B's. I certainly was not a queen bee, but I was the hardest working bee, and a bee that broke into a profession where few women fit in, at least at the time. I'm often asked what was most fulfilling about being an orthodontist. I tell them that it was the sheer joy I got from seeing the smiles on my patients. Research from the American Association of Orthodontists shows that orthodontic care provides major emotional benefits by boosting self-confidence and self-esteem. For children and teens, corrected teeth alignment has proven to improve school participation and to lead young people to be more positive, outgoing, and self-assured. And so it's incredibly gratifying to me that my efforts to straighten smiles have improved the quality of life for thousands out there living their lives today. And finally, there's my family. There's my husband, Jerry, a successful international banker who has supported me through all these years. He's here today with me. Jerry, say hi. I have 3 adult children, Annalisa, Chris, and Matthew. I also have 3 precious grandsons, Ryder, Harrison, and Preston. Annalisa, my eldest, graduated from culinary school. Dr. Chris Franen is the doctor of anesthesiology. And my youngest, Dr. Matthew Franen, is a doctor of dentistry. And so with that, I will end with the 2 B's of public speaking. Be brief and be seated. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Franzen. Okay, so our next speaker is Captain Carmen Salazar. Captain Carmen Salazar is a dedicated law enforcement leader with 9 years of service, including 7 years with the Beeville ISD Police Department. She currently serves as captain, working alongside her chief to lead and support her department, and is also a licensed EMT. A graduate of Coastal Bay College, Carmen is continuing her education while remaining deeply committed to serving and protecting her community. Throughout her career, she has overcome challenges related to age and gender, building confidence and leading with strength and professionalism. She is also a proud wife and mother in a blended family, including her soon-to-be 1-year-old twin daughters, who inspire her every day. Please help us in welcoming Captain Carmen Salazar.
Thank you. I didn't get the memo to print out our speeches. I just did mine on my phone. But good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak before you today as we recognize Women's History Month. For those that don't know, my name is Carmen Salazar. I am married to my husband, Willow Salazar, who is also here today. Together we have a beautiful blended family with a total of 7 children. Yes, including Haley, Kendall, Chloe, Malachi, Emery, Brinley, and Galina. Our youngest children, Brinley and Galina, are twin girls who actually turned 1 year old this Thursday. I am a graduate of CBC, where I obtained my Associates of Applied Science in Law Enforcement. I am the captain of the Beeville ISD Police Department. I have served the ISD for 7 years and been in law enforcement for 9 years. I am also a basic EMT, which is fairly new. I am very devoted to my community as I serve in different ways, whether it's in schools, on the streets, or assisted on the ambulance. So that's a little bit about myself. As we're here to honor Women's History Month, let's not just focus on the history that's in the textbooks. History is made of the teachers who stay late to help students, the mothers who work double shifts, cooks and cleans, and get their children dressed for the day, and finding the extra energy to fulfill their spouse's wants and needs, the school counselors who advocate for a child who needs someone to believe in them, those female officers who walk out their door before their shifts, praying every day they'll come back home to their families, all female first responders who overwork themselves just for their communities, on top of supporting their families, those female community members that bend over backwards and work long hours just to make everyone happy, but yet still get some backlash. As a female officer in law enforcement, where it has been traditionally been a male-dominant profession, if you aren't aware, when women first entered policing, they weren't always seen as capable of handling the same responsibilities as men. Us women, we had to prove ourselves. Sometimes more than once, because you know how men are, we have to tell them multiple times. As a woman with rank in this field, it brings unique perspectives to leadership and public safety. Being a woman in this role means balancing strength and empathy every single day. It means being firm when necessary. It's also recognizing the students or peer in front of me may be carrying burdens I cannot see. It means understanding that leadership is not about power, it's about responsibility. I would like to get into a little bit of my personal life, just to motivate those women who think they can. In 2021, I got pregnant with my daughter. Before having my daughter, I was a single mother already. During that time, it was pretty hard for me being a first-time mom, working extra hours just to support me and my daughter. It was really rough for me physically and especially mentally. I was blessed that I had my mother to watch her when I worked those long hours. And in 2024, I got married to my husband, and like I mentioned earlier, we have a big blended family. For those that don't know, also being a bonus parent is extremely hard. Very rewarding, but definitely has its challenges. When I was pregnant with the twins, I actually went to an EMT school and took my national registry 8 months pregnant. As this was my third time taking the EMT course, God wanted it to be this time when I was 8 months pregnant to actually achieve that goal. Before thinking if I could do this or not, I'm sorry, I fast forwarded a little bit. When I was pregnant with the twins also, the captain position with my agency became available and I applied for it. Before I was thinking I could even do it, I found it in my heart that it was just not that time yet, so I went ahead and withdrew my application, not knowing how it was going to be like to be a twin mom. But for whatever reason, the captain position became available again. God spoke to me to resubmit my application, and before I know it, I'm the new captain of the Beeville ISD Police Department. As I accepted the position, I also accepted the sacrifices that would affect my family. I'm often on the phone, answering calls, stepping away, so whoever's on the other line do not hear my crying babies. The reason I do this is bigger than me. I do it for my children and for every young girl and woman who needs to see what's possible. I want them to know that their dreams are valid, their voices matter, and their strength is enough. The road may not be easy. There will be challenges, sacrifices, and moments of doubt, but during Women's History Month, we are reminded that progress has always been built on courage and persistence. So if you want something and you truly want it, don't let fear or barriers stop you. Go after it with everything you have, because when one of us rises, we all rise. Thank you everyone for your time. God bless.
I'm going to introduce our last speaker. Virginia Wall served as the Radiologic Technology Program Director here at Coastal Bend College. She began her academic journey at CBC and has continued to advance her education, earning her bachelor's and master's degree in radiologic sciences and health professions. She is currently pursuing her PhD in educational leadership at UTSA. Since becoming program director in 2021, Virginia has led major program improvements, including increasing exam pass rates, restoring accreditation, and expanding student success and community engagement. A first-generation college graduate, Virginia is deeply passionate about empowering students, especially those from rural communities, to achieve their goals and build meaningful careers in healthcare. Being a graduate of the very radiologic technology program she oversees, Virginia provides compassion, understanding, and encouragement to the program students, and she watches with pride as they walk the stage at graduation. She has taken what she has learned from her experience as a student, an instructor, and a director to offer program students the best learning experience possible. It is my great honor to introduce to you a true diamond, my bestie, and fellow book club baddie, Virginia Wall.
Good evening. It's wonderful to see so many remarkable women from our community here tonight, and I'm honored to share with you all a little bit about my journey becoming a female leader in education. As a Hispanic teenage mother and first-generation college graduate, the challenges and obstacles I faced on my path to success were almost predetermined for me. Navigating the world of higher education and leadership meant constantly overcoming barriers shaped by my gender and social identity. Each step forward required perseverance, resilience, and the courage to evolve. I will never forget receiving my first associate degree in the mail. It was totally unexpected. I had no idea I was close to completing my degree plan. I didn't even know what a degree plan was. I didn't know I had to apply for graduation, and I had missed it. Now that I'm an educator and work with students all the time, I'm pretty sure there was an email about it that I had missed. I didn't realize how important it was to check my email at the time. I may not have even known how to check my emails at all. For that reason, I ensure that when students enter our program, they download Outlook onto their phones, turn on notifications, and every year I'm shocked by the number of students that have grown up in a technologically advanced world, have gone through high school, taken prerequisites, applied to our program, but have not been taught how to manage their resources. I started college with aspirations to be a pharmacist. I was well on my way after completing my associate degree and was enrolled at Del Mar to complete Organic Chemistry 1 and 2 and Calculus. I don't think I need to elaborate on how much courage it took to complete those. When I found out I was pregnant with my youngest daughter, I gave birth to her during Christmas break and went back to school in the spring. At this point, I started to weigh my options. The pharmacy program was 4 years and would require me to travel to Kingsville 4 days a week. That was going to be tough with a newborn, and I had just found out that the radiologic technology program here at Coastal Bend College had opened its doors. I submitted my application to the Rad Tech program and was quickly accepted. This program changed my life. The experience, the coursework, my classmates, my instructors, and attending my first conference changed it all. As the most technologically advanced medical field, it is not an easy program. It is constantly evolving, the curriculum is always changing, and to get through, I remember locking myself in the bathroom to study. I sacrificed time with my family, time that will never return, but was well invested. I worked in the field as a rad tech for 10 years. In that time, I gained invaluable work experience. Every day in the healthcare field is unexpected. It is mentally and physically taxing working with patients. I worked with a mobile x-ray company for most of my career. I would take a portable x-ray machine that weighed about 80 to 100 pounds to patient homes, sometimes upstairs to a second floor. I would go to clinics, assisted living centers, and correctional facilities. I was on the road a lot, 16 hours a day at times. I was the first mobile technologist stationed here in this area, which meant I was on call from Monday at 7 a.m. to Friday at 5 p.m., 106 hours a week. I x-rayed patients outside when they lived in RVs and would drive to Carmen City to do over 200 TB chest x-rays at the ICE facility at 3 a.m. because red-eye flights were the go-to for Homeland Security. I increased partnerships in the area by providing exceptional patient care and customer service. At the time, it was for job security, but I also enjoyed what I did. These relationships paid off immensely, even to this day. I grew the area and became team lead, coming back to the program to hire new graduates for my team, who all just happened to be women, and was later promoted to area manager. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the company filed bankruptcy and slowly started dissolving positions. It was tough to see something I had worked so hard to grow fail. I knew there were issues. I tried to voice my concerns, do my part by eliminating waste and being resourceful, but women, as you may know, do not often have a voice when it comes to decision making. When I knew things were getting bad, I reached out to Miss Ludi Tyron, my instructor from the program. Her advice was always to go back to school. So I did just that and became an adjunct instructor and clinical preceptor for the program. I loved teaching, but financially these positions could not compare to what I was making as an X-ray tech, and my family had become accustomed to enjoying vacations, or my husband would say, I became accustomed to enjoying vacations, so I kept looking for other work. I ended up landing a practice manager position at the Garza West unit with UTMB. In this role, I worked alongside the unit warden to ensure that inmates received appropriate medical care. Not only was this during the pandemic when every day seemed like a monumental disaster, but wardens are not the easiest people to work with, let me tell you. We rolled out the vaccine that year and were on lockdown for exposures for months. In the short time I was there, I learned policy, operations, how to respond to complaints, and tact. Experience that would once again prove to be invaluable. From there, I moved into the program director position here at Coastal Bend College. Ms. Tyron had reached out to me asking if I would be comfortable with her recommending me to serve as interim. She is the reason I'm standing here today, and for that, I will be forever grateful. I always knew I wanted this position, it just came a little bit sooner than expected. The program was not in the best shape coming out of the pandemic, and it was difficult to grasp the intricacies related to achieving programmatic success within higher education. Every day, I have the privilege of working with amazing women. 2 of our program faculty members were second-year students in the program when I took on the role of program director. They were the first class I witnessed walking across the stage, and adding them to the department has changed my role significantly from teaching students, to now teaching and mentoring educators. I have learned that's leadership, not just having a title, but influencing, mentoring, and opening doors for others. Every semester we sit down with students for one-on-one advisements and get to learn more about them. We work together to figure out what we can do to ensure their success. My hope is that every student can capitalize on their experience in the program like I have. The conference is still my favorite part. If you haven't heard, our students fundraise throughout their time in the program to attend the ASSERT conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. The class about to graduate raised over $10,000. Many of our students have never flown or been out of Texas before, and the opportunity for them to network with like students from across the country is invaluable, I think. My team works hard every day to create an environment where students are fully supported and positioned for success. You see, in healthcare education, we don't just teach skill, we teach professionalism, empathy, and compassion. We are shaping professionals who will go on to care for others in their most vulnerable moments and continue to transform the field. None of it is easy, especially for women, but it is always worth it. It is deeply rewarding to know that 72 students, including 52 women, have walked across the stage and carried what I have taught them. My most significant achievement is my daughter's. My eldest will earn her master's degree in speech-language pathology this May, while my youngest completed her Associate of Arts degree here at CBC last year, 1 week prior to graduating from high school. I think it's safe to say that empowering women has just become my thing. Before I go, I want to recognize our program faculty in attendance tonight, Ms. Sandra Gonzalez, Carrie Manning, and Natalie Fox at our table over there, and Ms. Anissa Ricks, who couldn't be here. Your dedication to both your own personal growth and the growth of our students is truly inspiring. I'm honored to work alongside you each day. And to Ms. Abby Pena, CBC's new Dental Hygiene Program Director, you're killing it, ma'am. Please don't burn yourself out. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you, ladies. I love hearing your stories, so inspirational, and learned some things I didn't know about you, so yeah, I enjoyed them very much. I'm going to open up the floor to anyone that has any questions they'd like to ask these ladies. No questions? You're letting them off the hook very easily. Okay, well, thank you so much again, ladies. Thank you, and yeah, have a good evening.